Hi Aquarius, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. This is your reading for December 2022 and okay, some cards have just fallen out. It includes love life, career, it includes channeled messages, whatever is coming up for you if you are an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, okay? Some cards have tumbled out onto the table, so let's just put those down. Oh gosh. And see the energies that we need to pick up on first of all. I normally do a couple of cards, but 4 dropped out for you. So we're not going to kick them out of bed for eating crisps. We're going to keep them, okay? So Aquarius, as you come in to December, we're coming out of a Scorpio season. We've, thank God, moved into Sagittarius season, and boy did we need it. But we went from Mercury retrograde into Scorpio season, and it was rough. There was a lot going on for everybody, and clearly for you as well. The theme that's coming up, if we look at these 2 strongest cards, both major arcana, is the Moon and the Devil card. So the theme here is letting go of attachments and patterns and difficulties. But when you get the Moon card, it's not always completely straightforward what they are. The Moon card can also mean that you're dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio. The Devil card represents Capricorn, but I'm not getting that for many of you. When we have this Moon card, it just represents kind of weirdness, things that are below the surface, things that are a little secretive, things that are hidden from view, okay? It also has to do with the moon cycles, and we've finished our eclipse cycle now until next, like April or something like that. But it's worth paying attention for you to the new moons and the full moon cycle. So get an app or just have a look online on Google or get one of these moon diaries like I've got, okay? There's something you need to know. There's something you need to realize. There's something that's emerging and it's coming through to you in a kind of an attachment-y kind of a way. Notice in the Devil card, the 2 people are chained to each other and they're also chained to the Devil behind them. When you get this card, it's about secret passions, it's about attachment, it's about codependency sometimes, but it can also be what keeps you stuck. Now, Scorpio season probably brought this up for you throughout November, as it did for most people. But it feels like there's still something that hasn't been processed, it hasn't been cleared. And for some of you, it hasn't yet been revealed. Because the moon is about concealment and revelation. If you think of it in terms of the tide, you know, when the tide draws back, you kind of see everything that was there. When the tide goes out, you see all the flotsam and the jetsam that's left. And there's a bit of flotsam and jetsam going on here, Aquarius. A little bit of flotsam and jetsam. For some of you, you're in a puzzling situation. Now, this could be at work. You don't know why someone's motivated to behave in a certain way. For some of you, it's to do with relationships. And again, you don't know what the motivation is behind someone's behavior. Or you have a little area of suspicion about a person that they may be keeping something from you, or there may be something about the whole situation that you don't yet know about, okay? First of all, the universe is interested in you clearing any of your patterns, regardless of whether it's about one particular person, whether it's about work, whether it's about play. It just wants you to clear those patterns. So let's say, for example, because we also have the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Swords. Now you can see from the 8 of Swords, it's about self-limiting beliefs. It's about feeling trapped and not able to speak. And the 8 of Pentacles is the work card, okay? So let's say for some of you, you have a difficult boss, all right? Some of you have. Or a difficult colleague. It's not always a boss. Sometimes it's someone who's not even superior to you, even though they act like they are, okay? So you need to look at this situation and ask yourself, has this come up for you before? Because the universe is invested in you clearing it this time, okay? It's It's like it feels like the Judgment card. It feels like the Six of Cups. It feels like a throwback to another time when you learned this particular behavior. For example, Aquarius, you may be an empath or a people pleaser. Those two things go together quite well, okay? And in lots of situations, the world benefits from you being an empath and a people pleaser, and so do you. But in certain situations, when you're dealing with somebody who is not as sensitive as you are, or somebody who is, for some of you, a little bit narcissistic, I do get a narcissistic vibe a little bit, especially about bosses or people around you, kind of wanting to control you a bit or shame you in some way. Think back to maybe 8 years old, because we've got 2 8s in the picture here, to a time when this kind of behavior may have been something you experienced, okay? Very interesting, Aquarius. Not the normal start to our readings, is it? So Aquarius, when you get to the end of the video, if it really resonates with you, there will be an extended reading as there is every month. In the extended reading, we take the YouTube reading and we go a bit freaky. We do channeled messages. We do a love reading and we look at your person and what's going on the other side and how do they feel about you. So see how you get on with the video, and if it really resonates, that link will be the first one in the description box. Okay, I want to unpack this a bit more, because for some of you as well, this is about being in a particular connection with somebody. Let's unpack it. There's a cat in here, by the way, knocking around. Hello, Minnie. She's staring at me because she's refusing to believe that the cat flap works, but it does. It does, sweetheart. She might jump on the table at some point. She might not. It's very hard to say. Oh. Okay. So Aquarius, you get the 2 of Pentacles. Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. I always worry that I've got like a feather or like a bit of cotton hanging down when I do that. Oh shit. It's a planet of expansion. It's a planet of philosophy, long-term travel, luck, magic, doing it your way, being your own person, being an entrepreneur, all of those things, okay? Capricorn is a sign which, of course, you've got with the devil, because it's represented by the devil. Capricorn is it's not similar to you at all. It's a sign that represents conservatism in some ways, keeping things the same. Being invested in levels and duty and following the line and being a bit by the book, okay? So you can see that Jupiter wants to push through Capricorn when you get the 2 of Pentacles. Jupiter and the universe wants you to make changes, okay? And it's going to push for those changes. And those changes come through you being experimental, but in a very practical way. So it's about experimenting with different ways of working within your relationship, different ways of working at work. It could be different hours. It could be a different way of speaking with somebody, or just a different attitude, but it wants you to change it up. And another way that it wants you to change it up. 1 second, Aquarius. Go on. Another way that it wants you to change it up is that it wants you to behave differently when your patterns come up, because you are being triggered. You're being triggered by somebody. You're being triggered by somebody at work. You may be triggered in relationship. It's different for different people. But the universe wants you to switch it up, okay? To switch up your pattern. So if you are used to being a certain way, let's say you feel insecure and you start questioning somebody about something, or you feel insecure and you go home and you start thinking up things that could be the reason why they're off, or whatever it is, okay? The universe wants you to switch it up and try on a different hat. Try faking feeling secure and seeing how that feels. I know that sounds really weird, but it can be done. Fake it till you make it. Or if you're normally very vocal, let's say at work, you're letting your opinion be known, that you're speaking about this that's going on to everybody, or even speaking about it to one or two people, the universe is saying, try being quiet about it. Try being careful about who you speak to on a need-to-know basis, okay? Those are just two examples. Basically, the universe is going to switch things up. Then you get this gorgeous sun card. Some of you might be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Quite a lot of you are. And of course, we already had the moon sign. So some of you dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. When you get the sun and the moons together, sun and the moons, this is eclipse. We have eclipse energy. Now, of course, our last eclipse was on the 8th of November. Think back, and this came up as well for Gemini. Think back to the eclipse we had. We had one on about the 30th of April and one on about 2 weeks later. So it would be about the 11th, 12th of May, something like that this year. What was going on for you around that time, around your patterns, around the way that you were behaving with a certain person or situation? Because the universe is bringing some different energy for that, okay? Also, I would say that you can expect during December for there to be some kind of revelations that you have been waiting for. Because the moon is about revelation, but it's also about secrets. But when you get the sun, it's like, I couldn't see. If you think about going out for a walk by moonlight, you can't see very much. And then the sun coming out and saying, here it is, okay? So what's this about? These are revelations to do with relationships, but also revelations to do with what's really going on at work. I feel like for some of you, there's some secrecy at work. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, yes, there is. Okay. 2 cards, very interesting. Quite a lot of major arcana coming up for you this month as well, Aquarius. We get the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is somebody who is trying to protect themselves. It's important that you protect yourself in this situation, but it's also very important that you don't become over defensive. And this is a very subtle kind of shift, isn't it? It's difficult for all of us to achieve this. Some people find it easy, actually. I don't. I tend to be like all or nothing. Like, you don't say anything for ages, then you blow your jocks about the whole thing. So Aquarius, this is about moderation. I bet you're better at this than us water signs are, okay? There is a need to protect yourself. There is something you need to know. But at the same time, don't over-defend so that nothing can reach you, okay? I know. And then, who do we get? But Miss Secret Knickers herself, High Priestess. Oh yes. Not just a mountain of stolen work toilet roll that she's concealing behind her there, but actually a stack of pomegranates. Yes. Now, also, notice with this, we've got the moon knocking around, new moon energy, okay? Pomegranates in any kind of mythology kind of represent secrets because they're full of seeds, kind of fertility as well, but secrets. There is a growing body of evidence in this reading. We got the devil, we got the moon, we got the high priestess. That's like kind of, do you remember, I'm doing my dance now, Tales of the Unexpected. It's my Tales of the Unexpected dance. God knows where that came from. I spared you me humming the music. It could still happen. Tales of the Unexpected, okay? That's where we're at with this. Some of you, someone's telling you something you don't believe. And you're kind of right not to believe it. It doesn't feel right. It feels off. You need to be the high priestess in this. Oh my God, woman. My cat's now pretending she can't get back into the kitchen. Which she can. Oof. Okay. You need to be the high priestess in this. You need to access your intuition. I think you already have. I think you already know about this. I think your intuition has signaled this to you, and maybe you're ignoring it, or maybe it's not the right time yet, or maybe you don't want to trigger the whole situation, and I do get that because that could happen. But at the same time, the universe is just giving us the message that what you think is right, okay? 6 of Pentacles. With the Page of Pentacles, very solid cards here. Page of Pentacles is saying no sudden moves in this situation. If you're wanting to find out what's going on with a particular person or a particular relationship situation, I would say taking the yin approach of kind of sitting back and observing would be the wiser thing to do. Likewise at work. Somebody might want to really trigger you so that you blow your stack and say something. Cool your jets, okay? Dial it back. It will annoy the you-know-what out of them. And then the 6 of Pentacles is also a card of windfalls, money coming in, and acts of generosity towards you. I like this. For a few of you, if you really have a stubborn secret on your hands here, somebody else might help you find out what the answer is. Paying it forward with the 6 of Pentacles. Let's look particularly at love. Just looking at my crock pot over there as well, because I've actually made a stew and it's looking rather good. Excited about that, Aquarius. Okay, we're looking at love in particular. So the way that the Devil card plays out in love can be where there's high chemistry, where there's a bit of an addictive quality, you're a bit addicted to this person or they're addicted to you, or there's some codependency in a relationship, there's a feeling of, I don't know, you just get that kind of feeling that it's a bit dark between you sometimes. Sometimes it can be when it's good, it's really good, and when it's bad, it can be horrid. You know, there's that kind of turbulent nature to it. I would say this was more of an underground thing. Yes. Ooh, I want one more. I want that one. Woof. Okay. So, looking at love. Definitely for some of you, it's a fire sign, okay? Definitely, because our old friend, the Page of, what is our young friend, the Page of Wands is here. Page of Wands is somebody who is a bit less emotionally mature than you are, but is kind of fun and kind of sexy, okay? I like this energy, but sometimes it spills over into player energy. And this is what you need to think about when you get the Devil card coming up, okay? We also have the 7 of Wands, which is Mars in Leo. This is the energy of arguing. Again, it's the energy of passion, but it's the energy of a circular argument. So for some of you, there may be an argument you've had with a person, and it may just be a difference of opinion, which is an argument, or just a kind of a cycle that you keep going through with this person. You know, the Devil also does represent attachments to patterns, attachments to cycles. And it feels like that you are wheeling through a cycle with this person that may be on repeat, okay? And that pattern needs to be broken, particularly, let's say you're dealing with someone who's a bit emotionally unavailable. Just for an example. If you look back over your life and you see that this is something you've done before, there you have it, okay? We all do this. We all have relationship patterns and They tend to cycle on and on and on and on until you reach a point where it's too painful to stay the same. And you get it. The penny drops, okay? And that's what I'm kind of getting here for you. And it doesn't, sometimes you can wheel through this cycle with someone else and you can both get it and you can both improve and you can both upgrade the relationship quality. Sometimes you cycle through this on your own, but what often happens with this as well is that your work cycle follows a similar path. So there's something to learn for work and for love for you, Aquarius. But speaking more of love, we get the Empress, gorgeous energy. Feminine energy, the energy of observation, of sitting back, of strength, of being strong, of being wise, of being ruled by Venus, which the Empress is. But also, you need to ask yourself the question whenever you get the Empress or the Emperor, what about the mother? Okay, so the Empress, of course, is the mother of the tarot. If you're looking at patterns, it would be worth, whether it's work, romance, whatever, looking at your relationship with your mother or how your mother was in the world when you were younger, okay? How she expressed herself, her power dynamics, all that kind of thing. You don't have to be Lucienne Freud, you know, it's just worth being a little bit curious about it if you get the Empress card. Likewise, if you get the Emperor. But in terms of your love life, I feel like there's a new strength entering a situation. And I feel that strength is feminine power. And it's not an overt strength and it's not out there and it's certainly not done by, you know, kind of force or arguing with someone or persuasion. It's done by wisdom, sitting back, taking accountability for yourself. And that's not always an easy thing to do. So for example, if you're in a relationship that's a bit boom or bust, you've got that kind of devil, sexy, addictive thing going on with somebody, which everybody gets, okay? Because, you know, it's hot. You think to yourself, how am I contributing to this? Especially if it's how you don't want it to be. It's not turning out how you want it to be or you want it to be different. Ask yourself, why am I here? It's a real fundamental question. Sometimes it's really hard to answer quickly, and you don't have to answer it quickly because look, Aquarius, what did we get? We got the Page of Pentacles, which says this is an evolution for you, okay? It's not just for the now, okay? So this situation in your love life is not for the now. It's like an evolution over the next few weeks, even cycling through the next few months. But the universe wants you to kind of upcycle it. I know. Then we get the Three of Cups for your love life. I want to take another card for that. What do we need to know about the Three of? Because Three of Cups has different meanings, doesn't it? I get the Nine of Swords and I get the Four of Pentacles. Do I stick or do I twist? Nine of Swords is anxiety. Aquarius, if you have anxiety about this situation, and some of you have anxiety as to whether this person is speaking to other people, whether they have a friend who's not really a friend, or whether there's a third party of some kind, or just whether they're a bit emotionally messy about things, okay? Take that seriously. You don't have to go questioning them or giving them a survey to fill out to find out the answers, because that won't work. But first of all, calm down. Second of all, take it seriously, okay? Because this is a situation that you need to feel as the High Priestess. You need to feel it in your water, because you're getting the Empress, which is about cycles. You're getting the Moon, you're getting the High Priestess. What you feel in your system is right, is true, and will come to light about this situation. And when it does, you will have the opportunity to move this cycle, it's my cycle, onto something much healthier, okay? Even if it's with the same person, it's a much healthier love cycle for you. And if it's to do with work, again, you get to do things differently this time. You get to break your patterns. For Aquarius, I'm going to go and do the extended reading. I'm going to look at your person, your love life, how they feel about you, what might be going on behind the scenes, and is there anything that we need to know about? We're going to have a good old dig, okay? So it's the first link in the description box. Thank you for joining me, Aquarius. Namaste.